and then bring up the Q&A thing, I suppose.
Yeah, it's live.
Well,
right, hi guys, Nick here, and I'm here with Zaheer. We thought we'd get together and have another little chat. Before I start this, actually, I want to thank everyone who's posted questions on my video I posted up yesterday. I think it was yesterday. This isn't the Q&A response to that. This is just me and Zaheer chatting. Andrea and I will answer as many of those questions as we can sometime over the next week. But yeah, do you want to say hi, Z? Let us know how you're doing.
Hi everyone, Zaheer. Yeah, I'm doing okay at the moment. I'm just recovering from a bit of a man flu bug type thing. Had to take yesterday off a little bit, which so took my foot off the reselling pedal for a little while. So I went from neutral into reverse. But apart from that, I'm good.
Cool. So yeah, we thought we'd try and loosely theme this one because normally we just ramble.
Wow, theme. That sounds organised. It sounds really...
Well, also I'm going to try and do more regular chats. We chatted about this when you came up to stay, didn't we? That it would be nice because I'm not very organised at all. Most of you will know this, and I'm going to try and do a more regular chat slot with different guests and keep that going. So this is hopefully going to be the beginning of more regular chats because I know a lot of people enjoy these. And we just thought we'd chat today about thinking forwards and what our plans are, maybe longer term, with reselling. So yeah, I mean, my plan still is to try and make our new business viable. And that is taking up a lot of our time, a lot of our focus, and a lot of our money. It's made money really difficult recently, but that is still my main focus. My reselling, what you see around me, is kind of taking a back seat still, to be honest. And yeah, we've got an option to get out of this lease with the shop at 2 years in. So that is our kind of, we've got to decide at that point where our future takes us, really, whether we stick with being retailers or we go back to online only. So that's kind of where we're going. And I know you've got potentially huge changes ahead, Z. What do you want to let the cat out of the bag and let us know what you're up to?
Yeah, sure, why not? Well, me and the missus have been discussing this for a while, that we would like to have like a little change of scenery. So we're basically going to be moving somewhere up the country, and that's about as accurate as I can be. But the only thing that is accurate is that we've told our landlord and Bex told her job. So by the end of July, we're hopefully going to be living and talking to you from a completely new part of the country. So that's
exciting stuff, mate. Because for those that don't know, you're based around London, somewhere, South London.
That's right, Southeast London. Yeah, Southeast London, and it's as everyone knows, house prices are like they're unattainable for me anyway. And rental is now becoming the same thing as well. I mean, you know, I've mentioned, thank God for my wife many times before when I've been doing my reselling updates and my sales updates, and I'm like, oh God, I only sold 400 quid worth of stuff this week. Thank God my wife's working. And the truth of the matter is that with the money that I'm currently bringing in, I mean, I didn't go into reselling as organized as maybe you should. I went in pretty much just head first, as it were. So I've been building up the business as I go along. I didn't plan it. I didn't have money put aside for it. It was literally a case of I got really fed up with my job. I walked out of my job just like I had all my previous jobs, but this time, rather than going into yet another job, which eventually I would end up walking out of and making myself feel terrible in the process, might I add, because it makes you feel like there's something wrong with you, because you just, for whatever reason, you walk out and then you've got your family and friends saying, oh, you know, you've got to look after your family, and you're like, yeah, I'm aware of that, but
yeah, no, we share that. I mean, as you know, I had the same history before I found working for myself as what I was comfortable with. And I know what you mean. It's all the questions you get from friends and family. It's like, are you sure you're doing the right thing? And why have you left that decent job and all of this? And inside you know that you're doing the right thing for you, but it's hard to explain sometimes.
Exactly. I think it's one of those situations where you're not being as reckless as it seems. I mean, I don't take these decisions lightly. And me and Beck have been talking about moving for a long time because even on the income that we've got, or with my effort, which, I mean, sometimes I sit down and I think, how many actual working hours do I put in a week? And actual working hours. And there's probably a lot less than 40 when you talk about productive working hours, because I get easily distracted. I'm doing all kinds of other things. And I feel that with Rebecca on board as well, and she's a proper worker, and even with the income that I've seen, the rent difference is so huge. I mean, we're not talking about a small difference. It's a substantial difference. You know, we're talking 3 times less, pretty much, what we're paying down here. And that would mean that, you know, Rebecca's influence on the business wouldn't have to be as great, as it were. So, I mean, for example, the way we look at it is, if we looked at her role financially in the house as to work to pay the rent, down here she has to do a really difficult 40, 50 plus hours a week job, you know, plus loads of extra overtime and things in order to pay the rent, and then pretty much not much else. Whereas up north, she could do a minimum wage job part-time and earn enough money to pay the rent, because the rent's so much cheaper, and obviously minimum wage is the same wherever you are across the country. So, you know, that's not the plan. That's not what we're planning. The plan is for her to just join me and just both work our butts off, basically. But you know, that's kind of our harebrained thinking.
Well, that, I suppose, when you break it down, that is one of the real beauties of selling online, because you can do it from anywhere, because your customer base is the internet, and you can access that customer base from, be it Yorkshire or London or, you know, John O'Groats. That really doesn't matter. And yeah, I think it's a great idea, because if you can slash your outgoings, that's exactly the same as increasing your income. And I think a lot of people fail to see that. If you can bring your outgoings down as a business or as a family or whatever, it's exactly the same in real terms as getting a pay rise, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm so excited for you, mate. I can't wait